Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back here to Live now from Fox as we continue to follow the devastating flooding in central Texas. We're also giving you a live look of Ruidoso, New Mexico. Broken tree limbs, twisted metal, crumpled cars, muddy debris remain as crews are working to clear roads in the wake of a flash flood. I did want to head over to Robert Ray with our Fox weather team. He is live out there joining us. Good morning to you, Robert.
Good morning to you. I wish I had better news to report from this beautiful part of America. Ruidoso, New Mexico in the mountains, and look at this. You see behind me the vehicle that is on top of a tree, sitting on top of rocks, steel, and it is wrapped. And this is the Rio Ruidoso River. It looks quite calm right now, but 2 days ago, just several inches of rain fell in the mountains around here and created an absolute hellscape where the water rose 19 to 20 feet in just 35 minutes, came down the mountainside and ravaged structures, vehicles, livelihoods, and took the lives of 3 people, including a 4- and 7-year-old little kid. Just terrible, terrible news. Now, I want to explain to our viewers how this happened. You may say, 3 inches of rain, how can that happen where 19 to 20 feet rise and all of this destruction? A year ago, in this area in the mountains were historic wildfires. And what that created was burn scars, okay? So when they fought these fires and put them out, the first frontal firefighters moved through these pockets, creating, ditches. And there was natural ditches created also by the fires. And those ditches essentially act as, if you've ever been on a water slide at a water park or a water tube, there's many of these escape routes for water. So it falls from the atmosphere and it heads down the mountain on these burn scars. And then it all conglomerates into a river basin. Well, this time the Rio Ruidoso River. And the rise from all that water that came from all these areas created the wall of water that came into Ruidoso. And that is the flash flood scenario.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is the day, July 17th, 2025, and it's currently 1:06 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Great glory, grand rising, beloved. I am here. Your beloved brother is here. We're here. Everything is doing well. Everything is doing good. It's just, I was taking a little break, and I'm still on my hiatus, but I spoke with the beloved sister over there in the UK, and the sister is very, not worried, but she's very fond of the nation. Then again, she live over there in the UK and overseas, and the way that they gave them the news over there, it's not the way that we give it here. And last night we had, or 2 nights ago, we had a couple of the people that came in, and we had discussed what's going on with all those flooding and this hurricane. And again, I know my people are at peace. They are not moved. They are not dismayed. And I sent a lot of love to the beloved sister over there in the UK. And she knows that I love her. The nation love her. And we love the sister very much. And this was a personal request. And a couple of the people been taking, oh, Big Levi, when you are going to be back. I was just resting, that's all. And I'm done with my rest so far, 2 weeks. But since we're done with the class, and we're going to study the next book, The 50th Law by 50 Cent and Robert Greene, we highly recommend that you join Patreon and study with us. We'll be back on the class this August the 11th, but we have some homework we are doing right now, and everything is good. To all of you that been supporting me, that been sending your texts, email, and all that, everything is fine. Everything is good. I'm doing well. My daughter, she's doing all right. Everyone, my mother, freaking cats over there, they never leave. Multiply like crazy. But everything is good. And for those of you that have been asking, yep, the holy slide whistle is there. Everything is good. It's just your brother was in somewhat a little bit of hibernation, catching up my strength. But I'm back here. We do this all the time. We do this sometime. I'm not done with the break yet. Times on time, you might see me coming and discuss things like that. Now, what seems to be the issue here? What seems to be the problem here? Again, beloved, before we moving, for those of you that are new here, you might hear there is an echo and there is some type of voice, but well, that's the thing. I have my reason thing open in there, so I have this effect in there for a lot of reason. Because one, it, it's just YouTube AI, a bunch of things going on, voice filter and stuff like that. And the second, I can really take this thing off. So you're going to hear this. Please bear with me. What seems to be the issue? What seems to be the problem here? Why is it that every single freaking time you turn on the TV, the news, or your phone, it is some horrible news related to 83, specifically right now in Texas, New Mexico, West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, and there is a flood. Arizona, Colorado, there is this wildfire. In Japan, there's this flood. In North Korea, there's this flood. In Haiti, there's this flood. The entire world is being washed away. Recently, there was a flood in Pakistan, and there was a video where a whole family got swept away on live on camera. They captured everything. Yeah, they spent hours on a little bit of earth, on a little bit of island they had left, stuck in there. They were having a picnic by the river, and suddenly the river comes so fast, and all of them died. Why? Why is that? Well, most people, 83, will come out there and telling you that it is the so-called elites that are doing this. It is the elites that have their children going to this Camp Mystic school and all the daughters over there and create something with weather and kill all of them because they want to sacrifice them for money. For some reason they run out of Israelites children. They run out of black children. They run out of our daughters or sons to sacrifice. Now they are resorting on sacrifice their own. And people are saying, oh, well, those people are doing this because they want more money for Hollywood. The same old garbage, all right? It cannot be the Most High. He cannot be the Holy Spirit herself, Guadalupe, Mount Carmel. It cannot be the angels. It cannot be the ancestors. He has to be the elite. So those people, they are coming out there telling this garbage, and this thing ain't gonna fly here, okay? For those of you who are new, we don't get involved with conspiracy theories. We have our own messages that we receive from the angels. For instance, why is these things happening in New Mexico and Texas? We told you because X marked the spot. This orange X that you see here, okay, on this Ford, I believe this is a Harley Davidson, right? Is that a Ford Harley Davidson? Let me see. Let me double check here. White Ford Harley Davidson's F150. Yeah, I'm having some issue with this thing. It's just everything. There we go. It looked like. Sponsored. Freaking AI, man. Everybody try to sell you something here, man. Or is it Grain Ranch? Whatever that is. I'm not quite sure what kind of Ford that is, but it's a Ford. F 150 or F 250. Okay, there's an X on the back door. All right. Okay. The first will be last, and the last will be first. The eclipse mark the spot. We talk about this for those of you who may not know. You may want to head on to our channel and watch the next two videos we had released 2 weeks ago. This nation worldwide, 83, Esau, the Edomites, the Ishmaelites, the Amalekites, the Gibeonites and Hamites, and wherever they are, even some Israelites, black soul that sold out or under judgment. This is nothing but the work of the Holy One. This is the Holy Mother's doing on the behalf of her children. Now, the X is orange, another derivative of yellow, and the orange is on the white though. Now, the sun is killing those people at record high. And the CMEs that's coming from the sun and all the particles and all the stuff that are coming up from the sun, all those things works. All those things are amplifying everything that you're seeing around here. And of course, you see this light which have the orange and white, orange and white. You know, this is the sun putting an X on so-called white folks or who's associated with white or who were calling themselves white or who wanted to be white. Remember, I want nothing to do with the Negro. Let him fight his own war. I despise him. I don't want to be allied with him. I want to enjoy the blessing with the whites. Me no black. Don't me try to come over there and telling me I'm black. I don't want nothing to do with this. But there you go. Now you got an X in your back of your head. You got an X in front of your head. You got X's all over your body. So, a few weeks ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I believe, this Camp Mystic, we went over this. I'm not going to go into that with all those young girls. They flawed. A lot of them die. And what they were doing, beloved, they bought a black camp. That has nothing to do with this. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Texas flooding, Houston camp. Austin or Houston? Okay. All right. Well, let's listen to this.
Now, earlier today, I spoke to a woman who was camping with her family just 1 mile away from the deadly Guadalupe River floods when they found themselves in the path of disaster. Lucretia Bates said she noticed the river rising and decided to evacuate despite no alerts or warnings.
There were other people still trying to go tubing down the river that morning as we were packing up, and it was pouring.
Even though the river had risen that much and people were
Yes.
being told, you know what, it might be time to go, there were
Yes.
others that were getting in tubes to ride the river down.
Yes, yes. And I just couldn't believe it. And so, I just thought to myself, and I began to kind of look up, what had happened. And that's when I found out that, it was very catastrophic. As we were checking out, my husband told the office, like, hey, we're checking out. We were supposed to stay an extra night. He said, we're gonna go. And so she said, okay, we're thinking about evacuating. I was just kind of like, wow. But, by the time we got to the gas station to gas up, we heard the sirens go off.
Okay. So this woman right here, she has nothing to do with this, okay? There was another school filled with black children, and from a black school, okay, and that has nothing to do with them. What they
They're
are doing
trying to
here, they are trying to bring folk that look like us so they can gather our prayers. Oh, and things like that. But of course, the Holy Spirit will move her and her family. Okay, they had nothing to do with that. I think that's her husband and her sons, and they removed them because they were not part of the judgment. And then the Holy Mother wiped them out. Guadalupe, okay, wiped them out. So they had this Texas flooding, Houston came back. Austin or Houston came back safe. It's not them. They were a group of black students. They put a black woman in there. You know, they were trying to. Yes, there you go. That's the video. See the thumbnail? Okay, Camp Bendina. Okay, youth campers return to Houston. Share prayers for missing camp mystic girls. That has nothing to do with us. That has nothing to do with our people. Yet they put this in the thumbnail. Let's listen to the words that this woman is saying. Okay, first they put another black woman bringing you the news.
Tonight, a North Houston community is feeling relief after flash flooding near Camp Bendina left roads blocked and families worried. A bus finally pulled back into town, bringing home dozens of kids and a wave of emotion. Orko Manna was there for the heartfelt reunion.
To see this bus pull into the parking lot of Garden Oaks Church of Christ in North Houston is such a relief for these families. All these kids spending time this week.
So this is mainly black kids, church, I mean whatever camp they were. The other was white elites, girls, mainly 99.99%. There weren't no black kids in there, but this is black. That thing has like miles away from whatever this people were doing, but they put them there so they can draw our energy, so they can draw our sympathy, okay?
At Camp Bendina, a Christian youth camp in Bandera, Texas. Flooding from the Guadalupe River and this tree blocking their way out of the camp, causing concern for loved ones.
I missed y'all. I'm so glad y'all made it back safely.
Erica White, grateful to see her 13-year-old daughter Madison Saturday and share an embrace.
Madison. For those of you that are here, you know what Madison here. For what Madison means. Okay, for those of you who are new, where we got the term Madison. Oh boy, this thing it's stuck. Splash Madison. Splash Madison. Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do splash. Oops. There you go. Okay, the term or the name Madison is there we go. This movie is called Splash. Okay, came out in 1981 or what? When did this movie come out? 1987 or 1981? Great movie. Okay, we talk about this all the time. This woman, 1984. Okay, great. They don't make movies like this. Great movie. It's a romantic comedy. She's a mermaid. All right, her name is Madison. Her name is not actually Madison. Her name is so hard to pronounce in the human tongue. Okay, so she said she looked at the streets in New York. It's called Madison Street. When they ask her what's your name, and she said my name is Madison. She looked at the street, and then that's where the term Madison came from. Now she is a daughter of Atlantis. Okay, she from Atlantis. All right, she came into the surface to find her groom and then married and go back to Atlantis at the end of the movie. So I just spoil it for you for the people that have that watch it. It's a great movie, Splash. I don't know where you can watch Splash. Can we watch Splash? Splash, the movie. Can we watch Splash? Where? It's on Disney? Ah, it's on Disney Plus? I don't have Disney Plus. Two-third that used to be here with us. Is it on Hulu? Is Splash on Hulu? I mean, you guys won't be able to see this. Okay. Is Splash in there? If it's on Hulu, I think I can watch it. But nonetheless, when we are talking about Splash Madison, we are talking about Atlantis. Anytime you hear the name Madison, that young woman, which, oh boy, you know what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, her name is Daryl Anna. We went into her name and what the name mean and stuff like that. And when we're talking about Madison, we are talking about Atlantis. We are talking about her. This is a metaphor. That's how the Holy Spirit passed the message onto us. We're going back to step number 1, which is Atlantis. And the similarity with her and the long hair, you know, and with her hair, you know, the same thing. And her name is Madison. Madison, of course, the story is Little Mermaid was actually a black story, a German black story written by the Grimm brothers. The Grimm brothers were black men, all right? The Grimm brothers. There's so much garbage, man. It's like, yo, I'm not interested in this. I just want to... I said the Grimm brother... No, not interested. It just stuck here, man. It's been doing this. Every site that I'm going is just, you know what, let me pause this so I won't waste too much time in this. When it come back, I'll come back instantly like this. All right, that thing being stuck in there, man. Okay, Jacob and Willem. They are 2 German brothers Grimm. All their tales, they are black tales. They are black folklore. This is folklore, black folklore, of course. The AI generated this image and say, oh, those are white. The Grimm brothers, Bumilia, all the stories, they had nothing to do with those white German that you see today. They were black men, and their stories were all about black folk. Okay, they were black tale. Now with this young daughter right there, okay.
So glad y'all made it back safely.
Erica White, grateful to see her 13-year-old daughter Madison Saturday and share an embrace.
So her 13-year-old Madison. Now, why is she 13? Remember, Jacob had 12 sons and 1 daughter. Her name is, oh boy. Her name was Dina or Dinah. So with her 13 representation of Dina or Dinah, she was spared. And all those people, they were spared. So this message here unto us is we're going back to Atlantis. You know, Atlantis is rising back up. You know, that's why all those floods are going on. A lot of waters are coming underground because Atlantis is rising up. And Atlantis had a lot of fresh water. So, all right, let's keep on moving. Okay, for those of you, whenever you encounter the name Madison, it means Atlantis. It means step 1 in the Kabbalistic tree.
It's comforting to know all the kids are okay.
We were just praying, and last night was rough, but I was so happy when I could track her on Life 360 and see that they were heading back. So very grateful.
The panic paralyzing, knowing that less than 30 miles north of Camp Bandina in the Texas Hill Country is Camp Mystic. In the wake of the intense flooding Friday, Camp Mystic officials say more than 20 kids are still missing.
That camp isn't too far from where you guys were. So, I mean, how are you processing what happened out there?
We were initially shocked.
and we were a little scared, to be honest, but we did pray about it, and fortunately we got through it.
It really shook a lot of the adults. We tried to keep the kids unaware of it.
Youth Minister Bryce Powers telling me his heart is with Camp Mystic right now.
There you go. My heart is Camp Mystic and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with them. This thing didn't even happen to them, but they have to go over there, and say a prayer for, so the brethren or people that look like you can go out there and pretty much do the same. Well, no, I mean, whatever, dog. You guys are dealing with this just like how we dealt with ours. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. It has nothing to do with Jacob's trouble. I see people are taking the whole deportation. Oh, this is Jacob's trouble and stuff like that. Get out of here. We went through Jacob's trouble. What you're watching here with all those elite children of being, and then our kids or people that look like us, they are untouched, and then you want to classify this as Jacob's trouble, then we are not Jacob. If this what's going on out there is, in fact, indeed, Jacob's trouble, then we are not Jacob. We are not. That is if what you said is true, okay?
We're blessed to have avoided the storm. We're blessed to be here.
Again, the oak tree, which is the tree of the Druid, the Celtic Druids, very powerful tree. Okay.
We do send our thoughts and prayers out to the families of the people who are lost and who they're still looking for.
Powers calling himself and his campers lucky that the water receded near them so they could come home.
Nature slowed it down just enough for us to get up out of there.
Reporting in North Houston, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
All right. So that has nothing to do with us, but they brought people that look like us and saying this. Let's get a little what they call this, history on this. Boy, tonight the video gonna be too long. All right, let's go.
It's probably hard to imagine just how many parents drove this road at Camp Mystic to drop off their daughters for summer camp. Camp Mystic was opened in 1926 by University of Texas coach Doc Stewart. Initially known as Stewart's Camp for Girls, it focused on outdoor activities and various skills like roping, marksmanship, and arts. For nearly 100 years, kids have come here each summer for camp, except when the U.S. Army took it over for 2 years during World War II to make it a center for veterans to recover from their war injuries.
Okay, this is one thing that Dr. Claude talked about. Okay, whenever those people went to trauma, whenever they went to something, they always have a place they can recover. They always have a place that will come and take care of them. They always have a hospital or a place that can deprogram them. Okay? Where are our slavery deprogrammation, the place that will remove the PTSDs? Where is the hospital that can deprogram our people from PTSD, from chattel slavery, Jacob's trouble? Where is it? Well, we don't have a physical one, and that is one of the purpose of this channel over here. Whenever you are listening to us, considering yourself being in a spiritual hospital, you are healing from Jacob's trouble. Because what had happened to you, it's not something that everybody can handle. As you can see, it's happening to a lot of people right now. They are unable to handle it. Okay? They have those facilities. We need ours. We have a virtual one. Eventually, we'll have our physical one.
It's 700 acres situated on the South Fork of the Guadalupe River, 3 miles southwest.
How many acres? 700 or 7?
On the South Fork of the Guadalupe war injuries. It's 700 acres situated on the South Fork of the Guadalupe River,
700 acres. Beautiful.
Miles southwest of Hunt, Texas. Nearly 24 summer camps are scattered along the river and its tributaries in Kerr County. It's easy to see why the camp's located here, but the river can be treacherous when flash floods happen, and it was the wall of water that swamped Camp Mystic, and among the victims of the flood, longtime camp director Dick Eastland, who died when he tried to move some of the campers to higher ground. Not far from Camp Mystic, Heart of the Hills summer camp was between sessions, so no campers were at risk. But beloved camp director Jane Ragsdale perished in the flood. Now Camp Mystic lives on in the memories of the generations of girls who spent part of their summer times here and in this poignant video that captured a much happier time only a few summers ago. Bob Buckaloo, KVUE News.
All right, so as you can see, and
Video
those
that captured
those are their daughters, and imagine all those children are gone, and people are not telling them exactly what's going on, what happened, and why is this is happening. Why all those kids perish. Somebody did send me a video. Let me see if I can get it. If I get it, I'll get it. If not, I can't find the video because I don't know where to find the video that I likes. Is it right here? I don't know where I find the likes. I like the video, but I don't. Okay, so, but I just oh boy. Okay, all right, this is the video. Now suddenly, and people want to come out and they do things like that. Oh, where is it? Oh boy, I was just watching this video right here, man. You got to be kidding me. Really? Okay, I had the video just like right here. Where is it? Oh boy. All right, this is the video.
In countries, they are corporations. The CIA is created and owned.
Freaking.
All of these European countries, they are corporations. The CIA is created and owned by MI6. So basically, every branch of the military, every branch of the banking industry, every branch of the church and most mainstream religions, every branch of the entertainment industry, all operates under one single organization. That's why we say we're already in a new world order. There's already one reptilian government that is.
That's not what you people say. For those of you who are old enough, we can remember. Well, for those of you that have memory, remember those people were coming. Oh, the New World Order. They're about to take over. The elite about to take over. The elite's going to do this. The elite's going to do that. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Trump. All those billionaires, they're about to take over the world. We're about to get into a new world order, and in the world order, they're gonna bring Albert Pike, Haitian World War III. You guys didn't say anything about we've been in the new world order when we already told you what you're calling the new world order came here in 1492. They bring Jacob Strabo on the fourth part. They did all those things. Now they are being dismantled, and next thing you know, everybody wanna switch now. The elites are being taken down and stuff like that. That's why we know we're in a new world order. No, the so-called new world order was all of you 83 that come together against us, against our people. That's what that was.
Is running the affairs of this world. It's just an illusion that there's many countries with many heads. They can issue any command and all these countries will stand in line. The real agenda is total domination and control over humanity. But the way they have done that is that they need to do certain satanic rituals and black magic to control humanity so that we remain subdued. And to be very honest, they've done an amazing job because humanity is more numb than any species I've ever encountered. So they've been successful in brainwashing us through the media, in fluoridating our water.
This is the same rotten stew, reheat it and give it back to you again. Suddenly now it's we. Oh, we were all at the bottoms. We were all brainwashed. We were all asleep. No, friend. Not we. No. You cannot say, all the world be against us while you are enjoying the blessing with those people now. Oh, black magic, satanic ritual. and stuff like that, as if you people were always, to a degree, godly. You were never.
In making us compliant, in completely lowering our frequency by constantly bombarding us 24/7 with war news, with new outbreaks of certain diseases kind of news, all kinds of fears being pumped in so that we remain in a lower frequency. And we beg these politicians, we beg these bankers, we beg these leaders to somehow help us and solve all of our problems. So they create the problems and then they create the solution.
I just sitting there and then watch you people trying to break down the same garbage that you keep bringing, the same thing, talking about the elites. They are about to take over the world. Now they are not. They are being dismantled now. Now because their children and all those executives, CEOs are dying in plane crash and they are dying under horrible circumstances. Oh, they are being taken down. So what is it now? Like the old world order going to be back? And then who's going to be at the top of the old world order? You people? Elon Musk, the Trump, those kids right here that were at that place? Get out of here.
Of course, taking you out once again to this live aerial look that we do have over Kerrville in Texas, as we do get to the latest on the flash flooding that struck more than a week ago. It was last Friday the rain came through, and of course we saw the impact that followed, with more than 120 people confirmed dead and sadly about 170 still missing statewide. I do want to head live out to Kerrville, Texas right now. That is where we have Katie Byrne with Fox Weather joining us live with that memorial there behind her, because again, Katie, that death toll does continue to rise there.
It's a tragic scene here, Josh, as people are trying to process their grief. They are coming to memorials that have been set up just like this. This one has been growing in downtown Kerrville, but some of the things that we're starting to see on the ground here, there are processions starting to take place, especially for this little boy. I want to tell you about him, Shiloh Wilson. He is a young rodeo competitor.
Or Shiloh, of course. Wilson, the son of Will, Shiloh. Another word for Judea, another word for the place where Jacob had the well. I'm not quite sure. Somebody clarified that in the comment. Shiloh, I don't have the time to go look for it. It's 1:50 a.m. Eastern time, so I'm dozing a little. All right, let's keep on moving.
Who passed away in this flood a week ago. He was with his family. This is his mom and his dad here, and they were staying in an RV park nearby when tragically they were swept away by that Guadalupe River rising 26 feet in 40.
Okay, so you got Amber, Shiloh, and Jeff. Father, mother, son, entire family gone. And then people are sitting there saying, man, that's normal. You know, that's not judgment. It's just an accident that happened. It's just mother nature. Okay.
45 minutes. We know law enforcement are going to be gathering shortly in the next half hour or so, and anyone who wants to join will take a trip from here to where he will be buried in a different part of Texas. And we are just hearing stories like this that break your heart, stories of entire families that got swept away in this flooding, as we still have many missing. And on some of these photos, you'll see this member of the family has been found, but this one is still missing.
Okay, Josephine, Braxton, Emmeline. Oh, these dudes.
And so these families.
Emmeline, Jeffrey, Emily. Those people, I guess they got the picture wrong.
Families are still holding out that they'll be able to reunite with somebody that they lost, and at the very least be able to have closure from all of this. We still have more than 2,000 first responders on the ground in these search efforts, and they're happening overnight too. We spoke with.
So, beloved, why is this happening? Well, in Psalm 83, which is those people, verse 15, it is said, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Persecute them with thy tempest, the storm, the hurricanes, the flooding, the tornadoes, the weather, and make them afraid with thy storm. This is Psalm 83, verse 15. 16, fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. 17, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. This is Esau's trouble. This is 83's trouble. This is where you got 83's trouble, verse 83, Psalm 83, verse 13. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Confounded and troubled forever. Confused and in fear forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. There is no way out of this. No matter what you do, no matter what you're trying to do. Right here, this was a couple days ago, 4 days ago, they say 129 victim. Now this one is 131. Is that what? No, that's one of them is 131 now. Let me see. Is that one?
And as search and recovery efforts continue in the Hill Country, at least 100 people remain unaccounted for. NBC's Ryan Chandler joined us from Kerrville with the very latest.
Well, as the search and recovery mission continues here in Kerr County, the situation only continues to get more dire in other parts of Central and South Texas. Governor Abbott announcing the death toll has now risen to 131 people statewide since those catastrophic July 4th floods. Most of those are here in Kerr County, but we now know 9 people have died in Travis County, where Austin is. 3 additional people there are missing. Burnett County in Central Texas, 4 people dead, 1 person missing. It speaks to the urgent need to get search and rescue teams on the ground to try and find anybody who may still be alive. But the priority here in Kerr County is to find and recover bodies for hundreds of families who still do not know where their loved ones are.
You cannot swim against this, okay? You can't swim against that. You can't swim against this current. All right, when this comes for you, you're going to be confused, confounded. You're going to be in great fear. You're going to be in trouble forever. Yes, let them be put to shame. You're going to be put to shame and you're going to perish. This is 83's trouble right there. Psalm 83 verse 17. You cannot, you can't make this up. You cannot escape this, okay? All right, and you cannot swim your way out of this. But Biglevi, I'm a great swimmer and things like that. Don't work like that. Not like this.
Of families who still do not know where their loved ones are. It is a difficult time in Kerr County, and it will be for months or years to come. But still, we are seeing a little bit of a return to normalcy. We know of at least one camp along the Guadalupe River.
This is those people. It's always quickly. Let's get back to normalcy quickly. Let's get back to normal quickly. Let's enjoy the blessing with this can't happen. Let's do a little fun thing stuff. Yo, a bunch of people. That's like another Asheville that happened here. The only reason why this have more attention than Asheville because those were the children of the elites. Millionaire, billionaire kids went over there. Asheville, they didn't give a crap about Asheville. In fact, they were hiding Asheville. And Asheville never recovered. And it will never recover. Asheville is completely forgotten. If we don't mention Asheville here, nobody ain't gonna about Asheville, man. Okay, Asheville is completely gone. Let's get back to normal.
That is reopening as of yesterday. We spoke to them. They say it is important for them to get back to a sense of normalcy and joy, knowing that so many other people have so much work to do still. In Kerr County, I'm Ryan Chandler. Back to you.
Ryan, thank you.
All right. So there's no back to normal here, okay? All right. This is in Korea. Let's see. Do we have that here? Yeah, we have Korea right here, okay? Let's see Korea right there. Okay. All right. Let's put this right here. This is in Korea. Korea inundated with record rainfall. Weather Service warns warns of more to come over the weekend. This was published 4 hours ago. Okay, let me refresh that. See, 6 hours ago. Okay, Yes, still 4 hours ago. Okay, this is in Korea. All right, it's everywhere. Okay, it happened in Haiti too, in La Lue. Okay, it happened in Haiti. Okay, it happened in Japan. All right, if we go for, look at this. All right, look at the streams overflow. You cannot swim against this. People don't know how powerful water is. Man. Water is extremely powerful. Okay, so of course they're not going to say, well, how many people perish in this, how many people are no more. Remember, a few months ago, North Korea had a huge wildfire that you never hear how many people perished there. They never tell you. They just told you that, South Korea. Well, it was South Korea. South Korea was a huge wildfire. They just talking about, oh well, the people don't have any kids and stuff like that and things and then children and stuff, but they never talk about, like, wait, how many people perished there? This issue is everywhere. All right, let's see. Flooding in Japan. Okay, let me see this. Okay, that's this one is much more accurate because this is straight up from Japan. July 10th, this is the water
spurted out from a manhole in Yokohama at around 7:40 p.m. on July 10th. Officials had just issued a notice that a record-breaking deluge was occurring in parts of the city, with about 100 millimeters of rain per hour.
Okay. Okay. This is from Japan.
The water pillar exploded and set the manhole and parts of the pavement flying.
This dude is lucky.
A motorcycle was passing the site just then in an adjacent lane and miraculously missed being hit. We spoke with the person who took this footage.
ずっと水が絶え間なく吹き出てて、そこから急に地面が地鳴りというか地震のような感じで揺れた瞬間に割れた爆発した感じですね。率直に死ぬかと思いましたね。マンホールのあんな重いのが吹っ飛んできたんで、本当に足元じゃないですけど、本当 1-2 メートルぐらいのところにまで落ちてきたので、ただ
Japan flooding system. Okay, this is Japan flooding system. Okay, watch this. Okay.
Few capital cities have been shaped by water as much as Tokyo. Its densely populated suburbs are crisscrossed by rivers and canals. In the 1950s and 60s, these streets of old downtown, low-lying Tokyo were the scene of a terrible disaster. A string of heavy typhoons and severe wet seasons created floods that destroyed large parts of the city. Residents who were kids back then remember floods as a regular part of life.
こんな大きいのとかこんなのがそういう側溝に泳いでますね。それを我々子供の時はそれを
Okay, they are going to see now. They are entering underground where Japan built the place to move the flood water, and this is how it looks.
$3 billion.
で、目的としてはその内水被害を抑えるということで、設置されている施設ということでございます。
It took 13 years to build at a cost of $3 billion. It's impressive enough what Tokyo is doing to make room for water above the ground. But it's what's below the ground that'll really take your breath away.
Okay, now he is underground. Now
Down
watch.
here is one of the engineering wonders of the world. This cathedral-like chamber is what it takes to cope with a flood emergency. Its sheer size is testament to the scale of the challenge. 5 stories deep, this surge tank is the length of 2 football fields. Just one of these pillars weighs 500 tons.
ここはですね、
Okay.
トンネルから
You see how huge this thing is? Okay.
System that stretches another 6.3 kilometres underground.
Okay. And then imagine this thing flooded to such a degree that it caused something like that. Okay. Well, this is Yokohama Prefecture, and this is another places in Japan, but you know the flooding system is top notch. Can you imagine where all this water came from? Okay, all this water, where did it come from? Okay, to be able to do this. Okay, look at this.
12 billion.
Okay, this is how huge this thing is to hold the water.
12 billion.
And then this thing flooded to such a degree that the water puff up. Okay? Alright, that video came out ages ago. Watch it like 10
Tokyo has the world's largest underground flood water diversion facility. The tunnels are built to protect Tokyo and all its 13 million inhabitants. Tokyo has the world's largest underground flood water diversion facility. The tunnels are built to protect Tokyo and all its 13 million inhabitants. Tokyo has...
Okay, so just for you to know exactly what's going on over here. All right, let's keep on moving with the flood.
Heavy rains hit the northeast U.S. on Monday,
This is in
causing
New
flash
York.
floods, stranding drivers, and disrupting life. In Scotch Plains, New Jersey, cars, buses, and even an ambulance got stuck in floodwaters. Crews had to rescue one stranded driver from their car with a rope.
Okay.
In Plainfield, New Jersey, streets were turned into rivers as the weather downed trees. WCBS spoke to one man who expressed his shock.
I've never seen flooding like this. I've never seen Prospect and Watchung absolutely flooded like this.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy declared a state of emergency. Across the Hudson River, New York City fared little better. Several subway stations flooded, causing one frustrated strap hanger to complain.
When it rains here in New York, it sucks. I don't know what is going on, the drainage. I mean, look at this. God forbid if someone slips and falls in this, you'd have to amputate your whole skin. It's horrible. Whenever it rains, it's bad.
Weather forecasts show only a little rain for the remainder of the week, but with temperatures in the 90s as the region tries to dry out. This is Inside Edition Digital. Subway stations.
Okay, why is this happening? Well, it's happening because of Genesis 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 1619, 2019, 400 years over. That's why in 2020, everything went upside down. Everything is just went haywire. And what happened in 2020, and so you people knew what was happening, but you are pretending that your government was in charge, or your government tried to, the elite were trying to take over. It's been 5 years now. Those damn elites still trying to take over the world, man. Those freaking elite trying still to take over the world. Oh, well, the CV, when they were telling people, hey, man, take this stick, man, put it in your tack, man, you'll be all right. Oh, they were testing. Elite always testing H. The result always come inconclusive. It's always the elite doing this, elite doing that. No, I ain't no goddamn elite. It was the Holy One, the Holy Mother, the angels, on our behalf. Our ancestors did this. Indeed. That's why you 5 years, beloved. 5 years to be a lot. I remember, beloved, 5 years used to be a long, very long time. 5 years, it felt like we are in either 2021 or still in 2020. You're like, 2020 was 5 years ago? Half a decade? Like, yo. I mean, to me, it doesn't feel like it's that long ago. It's felt like at least a year or a year and a half. Because you still felt like you know the wall is stuck there. They never got unstuck. In fact, things are getting worse and worse. Food prices never went back down. You do know that, right? The rent never went back down. Mortgages never went back down. And people are like, well, that's because the blessing is done, it's over, okay? All right, so we serve all 400 years, and Genesis 15:14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And then again, you know, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And then look what they did here. All right, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed, he said a specific seed, but they put thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Who is theirs? They shall serve them. Who is them? They shall afflict them. Who is they that afflict them for 400 years? And who is that nation whom they shall serve? And then who is they shall come out with great substance, with great riches. But that's what's going on out there, okay? And then the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham, that's what you're seeing here. You see plague number 10 right here, thunder voices and destroying earthquake. Alaska just had a 7.3 earthquake recently.
I'm Kana Whitworth here in Los Angeles, and we have some breaking news. Right now on ABC News Live reports, we've learned of a powerful earthquake that has now triggered a tsunami warning for a large part of the Alaskan coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey reporting that this 7.3 magnitude
we are into this thing. I haven't checked the wall here. Okay, all right.
Quake struck just a short time ago right off the Alaskan Peninsula, and the tsunami warning is covering several cities, including Kodiak. Now, police there are telling ABC News that they sounded sirens. They are warning people to move to higher ground. Any impacts are expected here in about 20 minutes. We're going to watch this very closely, but joining me for more on this is Jody Stevens. She's an Alaska native, back in the state for the first time for her 25-year high school reunion. Jody, thank you for joining us. I guess, first of all, can you tell me where you're at? And you have a big smile on your face. I see calm water. I'm not sensing a ton of stress on your end.
No, thank you. Yeah, I'm in Seward, Alaska, which is south of Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah.
So that's where the tsunami warning came in. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And what are you hearing? Did you hear sirens? Tell me what you're hearing. What are your concerns?
So 7.3, 7 plus 3 equals 10. You know who's in the mix, and got a church over there, steeple and all that. That's how you see this. You see the thunder voices and destroying earthquakes. And we did tell people this 5 years ago, it ain't gonna stop. It's just going to pick up. And indeed, it picked up. You can ask anyone that's been following or listening for that long. They can tell you everything we talk about here picked up. It got worse. Nothing changed for those people. And then at one point, you know, it's gonna be the last straw that break the camel's back. You know, so there's only so much those people can handle. Okay, there's only so much. So, okay, all right. So, yeah, let's keep on moving. This is New York City. All right.
Attention passengers, I'm going to call this one in. I can't open the doors. It's not safe. Give me a second.
Okay, this isn't normal. This weather is not a normal weather. It is angelic, supernatural, ancestral. It is judgment. This has nothing to do with no goddamn elite controlling the weather and things like that. This is all the Most High's wrath, the Holy Spirit work. This is judgment unto you people. And this thing happened in 2020. It happened in 2021. It happened in 2022, man. Every year it gets worse and worse. And at one point, when it happened, everybody that is on this subway, we won't receive any videos from them.
Come on. You should leave the station.
I don't know how, but we have to go. It smells though.
All the sewer, it smells. Let's enlarge this right here. So for you to see this number right here, and you know what to do. I'm just gonna leave this here for the people to do their thing, because this ain't this ain't normal, man. This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke, son. Let's keep on moving.
Oh man, somebody needs a diaper.
All right. So, oops.
Well, the East Coast is recovering after deadly torrential rainstorms pummeled the region. Multiple subway platforms in New York City flooded. Passengers inside the train shot video as water rushed down from street level. Nobody was injured here. New York City's Metro boss said it happened when the city's sewer system got overwhelmed and the rushing water backed up into the subway tunnels. And catastrophic scenes like this here, shipping containers floating right down the street. They were normal across New Jersey and New York. Fox's Gernal Scott has more.
Everything came out from the toilet.
Look at this, man. Look at this. All right. You think those people are doing this to themselves because they want to bring the New World Order, which you people just said it's being dismantled now? You think that's what it is?
A massive cleanup effort underway in parts of the Northeast after a deadly storm system slammed the region.
It's a lot of damage, and to be honest, it's very rare. Like, we don't really see it too much.
Record rainfall flooding streets and basements in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
I was not aware it happened in Pennsylvania, but hey.
Storm's intensity taking residents by surprise and even prompting a state of emergency in the Garden State.
I watched the container and other cars just roll right into the fence, busted open. People in the cars. It was terrifying.
In one flooded New Jersey neighborhood, a house caught fire and collapsed. Luckily, no one was hurt inside.
Okay, so this is plague number 2 right here. Whoops. Fiery conflagration of the cities. And they are not telling the people, hey, this issue is happening because of the judgment of what you did to the Most High God Almighty children, what you did to the Holy Spirit herself, the children of hers. If you keep treating them bad, this thing's gonna get worse upon you. But hey, people, they don't wanna talk about this. But yeah, whatever.
Inside the house, flash flooding killed at least 2 people who were swept off the road during the height of the storm.
We're seeing more of this, and the intensity is so more frequent and more intensity. I think Angie and her team said 6 inches of rain in under 2.5 hours.
Intense rainfall also creating chaos in New York City. Water overwhelmed the city's sewer system, flooding a Manhattan subway station Monday, popping a manhole and creating a mini geyser that shocked passengers. The rain created massive delays for commuters and forced crews to work through the night to get the system back up and running.
While conditions have stabilized and residual impact.
I'm tired of those blastos, man. But anyway, That's what's going on, beloved. Okay, that's what's going on, and they are not telling the people this Asheville 2.0. Well, this is like Asheville 5, 6, 7.0. I believe we're on 10.0 and above because a lot of those things keep happening, and they are not telling the people why. Why is this happening? And how can we stop it? Well, you really can't stop this. To a degree, you can mitigate yourself from a little bit of the destruction by treating us a little bit better. And when we say treating, it's not like, okay, a lot of you go online, you say, okay, you guys are the true children of the Most High God Almighty. Good. But you need to start forking over, man, and get some of that chocho dinero in the land and all that, all the hish that you people stole from us, return them. You know, best way, cut off all the rents and mortgages and taxes, all right, and all the utilities and things, and give return unto our people, what needs to be a return unto them, okay, acknowledge, cleave unto them, tell the truth and stuff. But things have to be concrete, man. You have to give this hish back. But if you people choose to hold on to it, just like you did in 2020, when we told you all those things that are happening, all supernatural, they are what the Holy One is doing, and a lot of you people scream witchcraft, and a lot of people jump in the bandwagon, and a lot of people don't want to say hish. People are like being very quiet. That's why your pastors and your priests, they are very quiet. They really don't want to say anything. They really don't want to do anything. They just be quiet because they told you guys, after you've done all those horrible things unto us, from the Inquisition, chattel slavery, Jim Crowism, colonization, and all that, that you're going to be raptured, that you are going to go into heaven. But yeah, you aren't. Let's keep on moving.
And 2 people are dead in New Jersey after their car was swept away in floodwaters. The governor's declared a state of emergency after torrential rain and flooding hit from D.C. to New York. Parts of the New York City subway system flooded, as did roads across the region, forcing dozens of water rescues. And check this out. Residents evacuated this home due to flooding before a gas leak appears to have caused it to explode. Now New Jersey's governor's warning of an increase in major weather events.
But it feels like events like last night, again, not just in New Jersey, but as a general matter, are coming more frequently with more intensity. Everybody needs to stay alert. We're in one of those patterns right now, and we can't take anything for granted.
And now we're watching more flash flood threats for the Mid-Atlantic, Florida, and Texas Hill Country, while the Heartland is facing possible tornadoes. ABC meteorologist Ken Jarecki is tracking it all for us. Ken, what areas are going to be hit hardest?
We're watching all of those areas that you mentioned, Diane, and when we look at the map here, you can see where the flash flood watch is. That's going into this evening because there's potential for additional flooding in this area. I'll mention just south of Richmond and Petersburg there. They had over 7 inches of rainfall overnight. They had a flash flood emergency. There were cars certainly covered with water. There were people's backyards that had 18 inches of water in it. A river in the town went up 15 feet. And now we're looking at another
you got like rivers going in 15 feet, like so fast, and people are like, okay, what happened here? Well, judgment is in the midst, and then there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Very soon, you people won't be able to go anywhere. But then again, hey, it would be best if you find out.
Chance for some stalling thunderstorms later this afternoon and into the evening with up to 2-inch rainfall rates. And with that much rain that's already saturated the area, it's not going to take much rain to create additional flash flooding. So certainly an issue there along I-95 in that Richmond area. And then we're also looking at a couple other locations, especially over there in Texas near Kerrville, and then in Florida too. There's a chance that we're looking at this tropical development in the next 48 hours, and that system could dump a lot of heavy rain, especially on Louisiana as we head towards the later part of this week. We're looking at up to 4 to 6 inches of rain in that area. Diane.
All right, Ken Jarecki, thank you.
Again, what they're saying is, well, hurricane don't form over land. Well, the issue that happened in Texas was a hurricane, man. That's what it was. It was a hurricane. Kill all those people. The thing that happened in New York was a hurricane. It just caught them off guard, caught them off balance. And that's what all the so-called hurricanes are going to do. You ain't going to see it coming, all right? Okay, let's keep on moving.
The deadly flash flooding in West Virginia. At least 5 people have been killed, and the governor there has declared a state of emergency. Alex Perez is there for us tracking the latest. Good morning to you, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Robin. Yeah, it was a rough weekend for so many here in West Virginia. I want you to take a look behind me here. In many areas, roads remain closed.
Okay, that was West Virginia a month ago. That was like in June 16. Today's the 17th. That was a month ago in West Virginia. Okay, and people like, okay, why is this keep happening? Well, again, we told you this is the judgment, man. This is the judgment. Be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble here, son. There are very specific neighborhood, very specific demographic that has been targeted. This demographic, just like they targeted us, are now being the target. And it's only going to get worse for you people. All right, let's keep on moving.
And there is still debris everywhere. Some spots got as much as 4 inches of rain in just half an hour. This morning, parts of West Virginia are under a state of emergency as a deadly flash flood kills at least 5 people, including a 3-year-old. State officials say 3 people are reportedly missing. In Fairmont, a rear wall partially collapsing during the floods. Water gushing from the roof. Cheyenne Sullivan escaping with her 1-year-old daughter.
We almost got stuck in there. I had to move everything out from in front of the door and swim out of the apartment down the hallway pretty much. It was 4.5 foot of water.
I literally woke up to a catastrophe. I have a baby on the way. I have a toddler. I have no clue what to do now.
Water. Some of you remember that, okay? That was in West Virginia, okay? And it keeps on happening. And it's going to keep on going. North Carolina now.
These flooding reports, they extended from New Mexico to Texas to Illinois and even North Carolina. And we want to spend some time now in the Tar Heel State. It was Sunday night, and Tropical Depression Chantal was leading to the rise of area creeks and also rivers.
Yeah, one of those small creeks in North Carolina overflowing its banks and devastating portions of Burlington. This is a town just east of Greensboro, and the home you see here destroyed. It belongs to the Mumford family, who had only been there for 3 years with their 10-year-old daughter, 2 dogs, and 4 cats. The family, Chelsea, Mark, and their daughter, Honora, joining us this morning here on Weather Command. Just so heartbreaking to see what was once your home, where I'm sure you share hundreds, if not thousands of memories, and not much left of it. I mean, first talk to me, how is everybody doing in the wake of all of this? All of this, of course, playing out during the holiday weekend.
Right now, it's kind of like thinking through Jell-O. There's just so much going on and a lot of things that we're just trying to figure out in order to move forward.
Mark, can you walk us through the night? Because I know you guys ultimately evacuated, but from my understanding, there were several trips that you made back to rescue the animals. Is that right?
Yes. So we had noticed that the river, the creek had taken the bridge that we have. We have a service creek and a bridge you have to cross to get back in and out. And when it took the bridge, I tried to notice how fast the water was rising, and I went in to my wife and said, we should probably start packing. I got maybe one trip in up to my neighbor's house and came back, and the water started to take the house, and that's when we started to rescue the animals out of there.
It's not hard to make sure to rescue any animals, especially let alone cats, in a hurried situation. For perspective, too, you live near a creek. I was looking at Service Creek, which feeds into the Hall River, and what I'm looking at with your home is very high water up to the windows. When I think creek, I don't think anything that could potentially grow to that size. But for perspective, how is this creek normally?
Normally, the creek is pretty low to where you could walk in it and maybe not even get your feet wet. And in order for it to rise up, to take the bridge, it has to rise about 12 to 13 feet. And then after that, it rose another maybe 12 feet up after that. So
It had never, ever gotten up to the door itself. And when it was 5.5 feet past the doorknob, that was probably the height of the water inside of the house and around.
My goodness. So, Chelsea, I guess it's safe to say, I mean, has anything been able to get salvaged?
Nah, not really. Not really. Really? Really?
I will say we probably lost about 98% of all of our belongings.
Wow. And what's tough is that, I guess the question for you guys is, where do you go from here? I know your daughter, Honora, joining us now. And was Honora home at the time of all of this, when you guys were scrambling to get out?
She was not. Luckily, she was at my mother's house, which was very fortunate because everything in her room is gone.
Honora, have you been able to go back? What do you think of this?
It's very heartbroken because I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to save, but it's all gone, sadly.
Are you happy that you were at your grandma's house?
Not really.
You'd rather be apart, and you guys were able to evacuate safely, though. I think that it's good that the pets were all rescued.
Yeah. Yeah. Your pets are okay, Honora? And Mark and Chelsea, all of this happening during the 4th of July holiday, and this was in the wake of everything happening in Texas, right? I don't know if you were aware of what was happening in Texas, but we were also looking at this tropical storm, which eventually became a depression and brought all this rain towards you. I mean, it just was overall a really heavy weekend. And I hate to ask the question, could you imagine anything like this could happen to you? Because I don't think a lot of us do.
No, I don't really think anybody really prepares for disaster. Well, nobody really expects disaster to hit them. We try to do our best to prepare, but water is just kind of one of those things you just kind of have to get out of the way.
Yeah. And before we let you guys go, is there a way that people can help seeing what you have to go through? Because I know from my understanding, you guys are living in temporary shelter right now. You have a place to put your head at night, so that's some good news. But I'm sure with 90% of the stuff gone, there's a way that people can help?
So we do have a GoFundMe and page going. We've also encouraged people to hit our Cash Apps. I'm also a local tattoo artist based in Burlington, so I've also asked people if they would like to just come simply book a tattoo with me, because it still supports my family and it also makes me feel more like I've worked for what I'm given.
Good. So, yeah, it's only gonna get worse, man. It's only gonna get worse. Let's keep on moving, okay? All right.
Team coverage continues with Local 10's Terrell Fournay.
He's live in Davie with more of the aftermath of today's storms.
Okay, this is in Florida.
And even at this late hour, there is still some pooling on the side of some streets like this one here in Davie. Nothing significant. The drains here are still trying to play catch up. But one thing is for sure, no matter where you were in South Florida today, you certainly felt a touch of Mother Nature.
Yes, you did.
Big rigs pushing through a slightly flooded street in Davie, just one of many communities to feel the effects of the relentless rain. This Ring doorbell camera from a neighborhood in Pembroke Pines shows the rainfall out front. And in the back, patio furniture getting soaked during the peak of the storm, which brought a considerable amount of rain in a short period of time, enough to trigger flood advisories across South Florida and to cause widespread delays at Fort-Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. In fact, nearly 30 flights were canceled as a ground stop was ordered for departing flights amid the thunderstorms.
So again, as you can see, it's everywhere. Let me see. Flooding and Haiti, Lalu. Yeah, they had one, but anyway, they had the flooding in there. Okay, so yeah, so this thing is everywhere, son. All right.
Well, you can see crews will have to clean up this mess right behind us, but you can barely tell what's underneath it. A CTA.
Really? Okay. Am I really? Who did my man this? Who did this to my man right now? Right? What? Who did this dude make up? Who did this? Who did this? Who took this black crayon and traced this dude beard as if it is well, normal or natural or even real. Who did this? Like, look at is this real? Is this dude? Could be AI. But let me see this. Watch this dude.
Well, you can see crews will have to clean up this mess right behind us, but you could barely tell what's underneath it. A CTA bus shelter.
Who did this dude makeup? Who thought that was a good look for him? Whoever did this dude makeup should be taken down the street, remove his or her clothes, and flog that person. How is this natural? Look at the. Usually I don't do this. Look at the headline. Look at the line right there. They push my main line all the way in the back here. Are there any barber in here? Who did this to my man? This look. Probably my eyes is really bothering me. This look traced in. It's just somebody saying, man, hey, I need a full beard. Hey, man, no problem, man. Just sit there. Hey, man, let me grab my daughter's crayon right here. Hey, I got you, son. And then you send my dog right here. Who did this to my man right there? Who did that? I really can't pass this dude, but anyway.
What's underneath it? A CTA bus shelter now destroyed after those storms blew through, toppling this tree on it during the afternoon rush.
I heard a crash and I looked out the window.
Sunlight shows the toppled tree uprooted from the
Again,
Haymarket
this is in
house.
Chicago. It happened like 2 hours ago. This is a storm, tornadoes, hurricane, whatever you want to call it, derecho, or whatever you want to call it. That's what did this here.
In Uptown, the immense weight of it smashing a CTA bus shelter at the stop on Clarendon and Buena Avenues.
In this neighborhood, there are a lot of older trees, and so something similar to this happened.
Demetrius Saju Brady. Demeter, the god of harvest, the Greek god of harvest, right? Is that what that is? Dimitri. Oops, sorry. Define the name Dimitri. Yeah. The name Dimitri, Slavic, generally means devoted to Demeter, the follower of Demeter, the Greek goddess of agriculture and harvest. Yes. And that's why we have this great harvest. It's a great harvest going on. Demetrius. Is that the same as Demetrius? Let me see. Demetrius, yes. Is that the same as Demetrius? Yes. The name Demetrius' Greek origin primarily means follower of Demeter or belonging to Demeter. Was the Greek goddess of agriculture, harvest, and fertility. Yes, that's why we got this great harvest going on, you know. Saju or Sajus. Not quite sure. Somebody can put this in the comment.
And in about 2020.
And in nearby Edgewater, this lone car on the block also smashed by a fallen tree. Its driver seen grabbing some of his belongings from the wreckage. The damage was swift after severe storms blew through the Chicago area Wednesday, scattering trees and branches across 15th and Racine. And beyond the city limits in west suburban Wheaton, an emergency tornado siren blown to the ground. And in Glen Ellen,
and then this is
an
emergency siren, it blew to the ground. See, those are the things that should warn you people of things, but just like your watchman, it just fell to the ground. Like a thief in the night, that's what this thing gonna come for you.
Emergency tornado siren blown to the ground. And in Glen Ellen, crews working to clear out storm debris there. And this tree in Morden Grove from a man's backyard toppling on power lines, knocking out electricity for many.
And at last check, ComEd is reporting more than 1,100 customers without power, but thankfully there are no reports of any injury.
I just can't pass this dude makeup, man. Who did this? Who did this dude makeup? It's too much. I'm not a makeup artist, but it is because I don't know what's going on with my eyes lately, but I'm seeing too much. Yeah, the dude could have just gone natural, man. Just, you know, wash all this thing off your face and go natural. But anyway, so let's keep on moving, all right?
With sirens blaring in western Wisconsin late this afternoon, multiple reported tornadoes touching down. Warnings going out to anyone in the area.
If you are in Sauk City or Prairie du Sac, you better be in your basement right now or your safe spot, because there was a confirmed tornado.
Holy moly! And despite the warnings, people out in fields capturing Mother Nature's power firsthand. Footage captured by drones showing the funnel clouds formation, debris swirling in the air, and the storm's path moving along a residential area.
Oh my God, it's in the house.
Further north in Wisconsin, a twister appearing to move right across the road. A man inside the car stunned.
Tornado! I got a tornado right in front of me. Tornado right in front of me. Right here, right here. We're right north of Wisconsin Dells. Tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground. We got a tornado.
And tornadoes are not the only risk in the region. Torrential rain and severe storms also pounding the Midwest. 28 million people are under flood watches tonight, on alert from Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Virginia to Louisiana, where states along the Gulf Coast gear up for an increasing storm threat. Near Lafayette, Louisiana today, preparations already underway for the possibility of a tropical depression. And after deadly flooding and record-setting rainfall earlier this week in the Northeast, sweltering temperatures are now taking over. Tens of millions across 23 states facing heat alerts today.
Okay, in the midst of that, there's a heat dome. In the midst of that, there's a heat wave. Okay.
Temperatures breaking 90 degrees in Chicago, St. Louis, and Little Rock, Arkansas.
Just trying to cool off and get the kids out of the house.
And with that, Shaq joins us now live. Shaq, on top of it all, thunderstorms are creating a travel headache tonight?
Absolutely, Tom. And we've already seen ground stops at major hubs across the country, from Denver to New York, even Chicago, where there was a wind gust measured at 67 miles an hour. Across the country tonight, we're monitoring more than 6,000 delays, more than 500 cancellations.
Is that the same dude? See how his dude makeup just look natural? Is it the same guy? It looked like it's the same dude. You see how it's just look natural? You can see this side right here and stuff. His beard is normal, and the head and stuff like that. You see how it's look normal? It doesn't look like some kind of like freak thing they are hiding, but it looked normal. All right? It looked like it's like the same dude. I don't know if it's the same.
From Denver to New York, even Chicago, where there was a wind gust measured at 67 miles an hour. Across the
I gotta find out if this is the same guy. Let me look for the video. Okay, New York. All right, is that this one?
Well, you can see crews will have to clean up this mess right.
Okay, they look alike, but it is not. Okay, what's this dude's name? They didn't put the name in there, did they?
Well, you can see crews will have to clean up this mess right behind us, but you can barely tell what's underneath it. A CTA bus shelter now destroyed after those storms blew through, toppling this tree on it during the afternoon rush.
I heard
there are no reports of any injuries tonight.
Okay, they didn't give
customers without power, but thankfully there are no reports of any injuries tonight.
Okay, so they didn't give this guy a name, but it seems like they look similar. But you can see the makeup is too heavy on this fellow. That's not how it's supposed to be, but you see how there is none here. A man does not need all those things, all right?
Country tonight, we're monitoring more than 6,000 delays, more than 500 cancellations. Tom?
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on...
All right, then. So this is, we already watched this. This is what happened, man. Another Asheville. And the priesthood of Mahan, the Christian, the preppers, you know, people are focusing on the lease or whatever that they want to do. But, those are the two women that got killed in New Jersey. They are identified. Okay, okay, there's so much going on here. There's a lot going on, but there's a lot going on, beloved. But I just want to put my people at peace. I just want to remind them there'll be no Jacob's trouble. What you're seeing out there is the work of the Holy One, the Holy Mother is in the midst. Keep your vibration high. Your beloved brother is okay. He will be back. Oh, I didn't play this at all. Our book is still live. You still can get the book. Okay, on Amazon. Oh boy, where's the book? The book is still there. You can get yours if you. Great. Okay, the AK Family Handbook, How to Do a Spiritual Background Check, Connect with your guardian angel, and develop your magical abilities. Okay, you have magical abilities, aka superpowers. Get your book and know your guardian angel name, and do the best that you can. All right, I will leave you guys with peace. I will leave you with love. I say shalom.